Hey guys, so today is October 18th, 2021, and today I'm going to go over what got done yesterday and what my goals are for today. So yesterday on Sunday, I made this document here, kind of outlining a lot of how I want to be allocating time and resources here. This won't probably just stay for me long term. Long term, I'd like to write this up formally, just not as something that we want to get legalistic about, but as a collection of strategies and things like that to kind of get more done spiritually and make the most use of our time here, time, energy, money, you get the idea. And so after that, yesterday evening, we went for a long walk with one of my friends and talked a lot about spiritual stuff. So I won't get into much more detail than that, but, it was good. We were out for a couple hours probably. Now today, one of the outputs here of this resource allocation thing that I was spending time thinking about was being more rigorous in the computer filtering. Now, I'd mentioned this before, that I was going to have YouTube and Zoom go through the filtering. I think I decided to just do Zoom. So I'll have to upload stuff only in the periods where I'm not blocking myself. But I have two main kinds of computer filtering. So the first one is where I just lock myself out of my computer completely. And I'm using this software here called Cold Turkey to do that. There's this thing called Frozen Turkey, which basically locks you out of your computer completely at scheduled times. And so here's what it looks like. You can see that I have this schedule here, and at these periods of time, I am completely locked out of my computer. So I can't access it. It brings me to the lock screen. If I log in, it immediately takes me back to the lock screen. I'm just completely locked out, hence Frozen Turkey. Also blocks here. I also have the password for the administrator account on my computer in a password program. And the reason why I do that is because I can then lock myself out of access to that administrative password program. And that way, there's no way for me to circumvent anything because, well, I'm not an administrator at those times because I can't access the password. And so, of course, it lets me install software the rest of the time. You don't want to completely not have access to the administrator account because sometimes you need to install things or update things or whatever. But this way, it makes it impossible to get around the blocks. So this is the thing that limits access to my computer. And you'll notice here that I'm going to try to hold myself to basically locking myself out of my computer starting at 9 o'clock at night. And so from 9 to 6, I should be asleep. And if I enforce it like this with the computer, my hope is that it will keep me a lot more structured. Like I'll be a lot more principled about avoiding wasting time on the computer because, well, I can't really stay up super late wasting times on things because, well, I'll be locked out. So that is the lockout bit of this. Now, the other part of this is this panel right here for OpenDNS. Now, this is running at the router level. And when I finish with everything that I want to do in the morning, what I'll do is I'll go here and say whitelist only. And this blocks everything on the internet except the ones that I've whitelisted. Now, the whitelist is down there, but the whitelist basically has like Bible study sites, my personal websites, Google Docs, my email account, Spotify, Zoom, so I can record Zoom meetings or be on Zoom meetings when I'm blocking myself out of the rest of the internet. But that's like it. Everything else is blocked. And so in the time here on the schedule that I'm not locked out of my computer, well, here in the evening, after I've been at work all day and I'm more tired and I want to have less opportunity for getting distracted by things, well, I will be completely locked out of the internet except for things that I'm allowing myself to do in this time period here. And so the only time every day that I'm actually going to have full access to the internet here is going to be in the mornings here. And I suppose on Saturday and Sunday, because on those days, I still try to do all of the stuff that I'm planning to get done in the mornings, like my couple hours of work and everything. But then during some of the day, I give myself a break, I schedule it. But nonetheless, in the evenings here, I will be locked out of the internet completely. And that should help a lot in terms of not getting distracted and sidetracked by other things and keeping my focus there on the spiritual. So I'm not going to try to say everyone should do exactly what I'm doing, but this is what I wanted to set up. This was one of the things coming out of this for me was, I've had this bouncing around in my head before. I've never stuck with it particularly consistently. And so the other thing is these options let you kind of like lock them. And so like, I can't change this now for several days. I didn't set it super long. I want to make sure everything works properly before I set it for longer. But once I've set this up, I won't be able to change it for a while here. And so, wasting time on the computer, even if it's not wasted in the sense of, I don't know, completely pointless or just not making the best use of it. Well, it's a big problem. It's a big problem for me. I think it's a big problem for most people. And so my goal here is going to be to try to eliminate part of that. And I mean, I have other things coming out of this document as well. I mean, some of the stuff you'd expect, exercise more, eat healthier, sleep more, so that I'm not sleep deprived. And then of course, the obvious ones are just spend more time on spiritual things that are important. So reading my Bible, doing more Bible study, praying more, doing more ministry stuff. Those are the main takeaways on top of the getting rid of some of the potential to waste time on the computer there. Those were the main takeaways from this document, at least short term here. Anyway, on top of all that, I had mentioned yesterday that I got a new Bluetooth headset, and I was trying to figure out, so I have the default speaker set here to be the headphones here. Things that have headsets often have like a headphones and then a headset option as well. Well, for whatever reason, whenever I open a new Zoom meeting, sometimes it just doesn't pick it up. And so I was trying to figure out why. I never really did. I kind of just resolved, you know what, now when I join a Zoom meeting with the Bluetooth headset on, I'm just going to go test the audio in the Zoom meeting until I make it work. Because if I fiddle with it, like I test the audio and then it doesn't pick it up for some reason, and then I go back and I switch it and then I test it again, then it seems to work. So I don't really know what the deal is. Why can't it just pick it up by default? But I can get it working. So kind of figured out the procedure for me to get it working consistently there. And then a couple more practical things. So I've started this process. I have a date scheduled to go look at my house with the builder and the superintendent who oversaw the construction. Well, I have a date for that. I'm going to set up my home inspection at the same time as that. So I need to call a home inspector and formally schedule the date. It's a little more than a week now. And then I also need to finish this process here. I got the ball rolling on this. I got to get my lender and the insurance people talking to each other though. So that's what I'm going to plan to do today. And then on top of all that, this is what I want to get done today over my lunch break at work. I want to do the timestamps and the transcript, et cetera, for the 64th week video here in the BB6A series. And this was from Saturday, just going to be doing the things to get that video ready and up on the website. And so as you can see, kind of had some stuff here today. And moving forward, like I've mentioned with respect to all of this, I'm going to be trying to do most of my work here and then here after I get home from work and after I've done my workout. So I'm planning on working out right around from 5 to 6 in the evening. And that's my goal. We'll see how well I stick with it. But if I can lock myself into this schedule, I think it will help me make more productive use of my time. So gone over a little bit extra here today, I guess, but these are the things, actually these 3 things specifically are what I want to finish getting done today. And then we'll see how I do moving forward in the next few days here. So I'll talk to everyone again tomorrow.